Very, very good.
Yeah, just a really well-rounded team in general. And speaking of well-rounded teams, we've got Na'Vi, we've got Havas going to be playing the one role. We've got Dendi, the big player.
The man.
Yeah, he's got that magic. He's playing the two role for Na'Vi. I don't know, man. I'm pretty tired.
Me too.
For the three role, we have Funnick, previously of Empire.
Yeah.
You're playing the three, the long lane for Na'Vi. And for four, we have the legendary captain, who actually Merlini's played with in the past,
Ooh.
Puppy. Going to be playing that Chen last time. And last but not least, and we have three Rubiks for him, we've got Kuroki.
He played a really good Jakiro earlier tonight.
Yeah.
It reminded me a lot of what Banana was doing the other night. Super good. Getting a lot of kills. Solid plays out of him. Lots of 10s on Na'Vi here. Teamfight is a little bit low, but drafting and execution are way up there. They are our TI1 champs. They got second place TI2. Pretty exciting to see how they do in this tournament, I think. So.
Yes. And with that said, we'll bring it over to the casters who are actually in the game right now and looking over to the draft. So thank you guys.
Welcome back to the casting desk. I'm LD. I'm joined here by Merlini. It's time to cast our highlight of the day. It's going to be Na'Vi versus Zenith. Super excited for this one.
Oh, yeah.
I cannot stress enough how excited I am. It's like 8 a.m. in the morning. We've been up all night. I am bounding with energy. I'm going to crash really hard after these games, but happy to be here.
Tell me more about how excited you are.
Really friggin' excited. This excited! All right, let's hop into the draft, guys. Let's see how the teams are developing. It's going to be Na'Vi versus Zenith. As I mentioned, I think we mentioned that 20 times now. Because I feel like it's the International 3, man. It's such a treat to be casting this. And draft well underway. Spectre, the flavor. I don't know if I'd call it a flavor or any of the month necessarily, because she's been seeing some play here and there before then. But
My second pick is ridiculous.
Yeah, to give it a second pick status shows just how strong this hero is, has been as of late, and how much teams are valuing it.
Yep, and Na'Vi starting off strong with a Chen pick. I think Chen is like one Puppy's signature heroes. He plays that hero very, very well, and I think that they will have a very easy time babysitting Spectre, and I think that they should probably be able to fend off any sort of aggressive try lane that Zenith will put out. But I don't think we've seen any of the Eastern teams do any aggro tries.
We definitely Orange is the one team that likes to run them a lot. I mentioned the Ohio Windrunner tri lane just to shut down the enemy farmer, but they didn't do it. They had been running a lot. They kind of shied away from it. It seems like as of late, teams are kind of favoring just farming and trading and playing more defensively, which, well, that's where I hear like Spectre.
Exciting.
Spectre and then Greevil's Greed First Alchemist, two of the best heroes in the business to punish lack of aggression. So maybe they balance out there.
I feel like Alchemist could go aggressive on a Spectre, though, and not the other way around. I feel like Alchemist is like one of those heroes that can contribute a lot to a triple lane and get a lot of farm. Kind of like Lifestealer. Like, Spectre can't do anything in an aggressive role, so if you put on Try vs. Try, you have 3 suns, just try and kill the Spectre, limit his farm a little bit, and then you can get past that early hump. I mean, sure, you can trade off farm and just try to out-farm by Greevil's Greed, but high risk, high return.
Yeah, high risk, high reward. We'll see what Zenith go for with the third pick. They've already got Alk Darks here. They're a bit melee heavy here. They do tend to clump. We'll see what they go for with that last pick. The third pick. I'm so used to the old drafting format. I'm still trying to get used to this, the new set of bans, even though I've been casting for a few weeks now. But their third pick, what will it be? There's a lot of supports in the pool. I imagine they'll start picking them up soon. They need 1 more solo and 2 supports, and we'll see what they do. The one thing we know for sure is it's Zenith. Ice 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 plays offlane, so we're almost certainly going to see an offlane Darkseer, one of his signature heroes. But it's a game where probably Darkseer should be fine to put pressure on the Spectre. There's just not enough chain stun to bring him down.
Right. It really depends on what. I mean, they could potentially have like a jungler too as their last hero if they don't want to try and contest Alchemist farm. I mean, most likely Alchemist plus 2 other heroes will be able to zone whatever hero Na'Vi decides to put in the offlane. So we might see like some 4-man action in Na'Vi safe lane, the dire side top. But most likely we'll see Puppy on Chen and Kuroki on Rubik. Those 2 players. I don't think I've seen anyone else play those 2 heroes on their team. But again, very flexible in terms of what they want to do right now. I'm still a little bit unsure as to what they want to do for the mid hero. We've seen Denny play Soaring Spirit early today, but that hero is banned out, as well as Puck. And there could be a Queen of Pain in the middle. We've seen Skywrath a couple times, but it should probably be like a very strong intelligence hero, I would say.
I would love to see a Pudge. It doesn't fit at all in this game. It's horrible against Alchemist and Darkseer, but it would be fun anyway. We'll see what Na'Vi go for here. You mentioned they need that hero for Dendi. They also need Funnick's offlane hero. In the past, I mean, he was well known for his Wisp play, his Clinks play. Obviously, Clinks doesn't fit this game. When you already have Spectre, you can't go Clinks off lane, so I'm not sure what he would go for. He's played some Bounty Hunter as of late. I don't think that fits this draft. I guess something like a Beastmaster, maybe a Prophet.
Prophet, I
could
think,
be
would
an
probably
option.
work the best, because then they can put on a lot of split pressure and like split them up around the map, which Sphurion and Spectre are like excellent for. I think that would probably work best, and they can put a lot of early pressure out with Chen and the Nature's Prophet
And they-
treants.
And they can also maybe slow down Zenith, because Zenith are a very good team at farming jungle stacks. Jakiro, great AoE, great as a support. They'll go Prophet. I like this a lot, because you can just use the Treants to consistently block the camps, and even if your Prophet falls behind, you can catch up later when the Chen and Rubik really start getting active. So if they play it the way we've seen Ohio doing it lately, I think that could be very effective here. And
What about Mushi style? 10,000 gold in the bank.
yeah, I don't think Mushi style Prophet is the way to go when you have a Spectre. I think it's hardly ever the way to go. But if you're gonna go that style, you got to end the game by 40 minutes, not drag it out until 60.
So it looks like both mid heroes are still up for grabs. I mean, we could see some like very rare Rubik solo middle or Alchemist solo middle, but I don't think that will be the case. So let's see, Storm Spirit. Oh, Treant Protector.
Zenith, what do you have up your sleeve? There's a Weaver in the pool. Weaver Treant has been, I would say, the premier combo for Treant partners. Obviously, it's still good with Darkseer. Living Armor is going to be helpful on him, but if they want to go early to mid-game aggression, if they want to just try and crush Na'Vi in the laning stage, which, hey, they have Prophet and Spectre, you probably want to come out ahead in the laning stage.
Right.
That could be an option here. And
I'm not exactly sure how Living Armor works with Dispersion. It seems like they have a lot of good multiple instances of damage to deal with Living Armor. They have Nature's Prophets, Treants, as well as Chen Creeps, and perhaps Spectre Dispersion. Again, I'm not really sure on the interaction with
yeah,
that.
it could be interesting. If they go with the lanes I'm thinking of, they could run Alk solo mid. We've seen. You mentioned it's rare, but it's actually pretty common for the Asian teams. Darkseer safe lane 1v1 against an off lane Prophet. He'll match up well there. Can just constantly farm your own stack.
Right.
You can pressure the lane. You probably won't kill Prophet, but you can certainly outfarm him, get an early mech. And then they could run a Jakiro, Treant, Weaver aggressive tri-lane, which, because it's a Weaver plus Treant, there's a lot of killing power. But we'll see what they go for. There's a lot of other options. Darkseer off lane, Alchemist mid. They could go for a hard carry, safe lane, and just try and use Living Armor to keep Darkseer safe. But we'll see what Zenith do. I would like to see them put on pressure, because Na'Vi have a greedy draft. Chen, Spectre, and Prophet, that is very greedy.
So it looks like Na'Vi doesn't actually really have that much to say. Well, they have Chen Creeps and Telekinesis, but in terms of AoE disable, like almost nothing. So I think that three of the very important middle heroes that are really vulnerable to disable, Queen of Pain, Puck, and Storm Spirit, are banned out. Only one by Na'Vi, though.
Yeah. What will Na'Vi go for? It's probably that Dendi hero mid. It'll be the Dragon Knight.
So it looks like they have a lot of push potential, and I like it. I like the pick.
It's not really a Dendi hero though, right?
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
that is definitely not a Dendi hero.
We talk about Dendi. It's kind of similar to Mushi. The
There's
snowball
no flashy
heroes,
Dragon Knight plays.
Yeah, the hero killers, the playmaking heroes. Dragon Knight could definitely be a high impact hero. But I don't think it's fair to say you can make plays with this hero. You just stun, you tank, you chip away at towers. But it'll be a methodical game for Na'Vi. Their draft is a draft that want to take objectives one by one and not be over aggressive.
They're very, very strong at pushing and split pushing, though. Chen and Spectre and Nature's Prophet and Dragon Knight, I think that Zenith might have a very difficult time just like shuffling around the map to the constant pressure. Ooh, a Slark last pick.
So
Screw the Weaver.
So this puts Yamate onto the Alchemist. It'll be a safe lane farming Alk. It'll be probably a defensive tri-lane, Jakiro, Alk, Treant, Slark solo mid for XY, and then it'll be a Darkseer off lane. And Slark versus Dragon Knight, how is this matchup going to work?
I mean, melee versus melee, he can pick up an early level of his Essence Shift and try and steal a lot of damage from him, but Slark's base damage is very, very low, I think, compared to Dragon Knight. Oh, actually, Dragon Knight looks like a little bit lower, but I think that it should be like a decent farm fest, and if he can Dark Pack those Dragon Tails in the mid and late game, I think it's actually a pretty effective pick, but like, what else can he really what else can he Dark Pack? Dragon Tail and like Telekinesis about?
I don't think it removes the dagger slow. I'm not sure, but
yeah,
that would be one that I'm interested to know
I don't
about,
think so
actually.
either. Yeah, so I don't know. I haven't seen Slark too much. I saw Liquid pick him up a lot versus a Bat Rider, and that worked extremely well.
We
for
also
them.
saw, I believe it was DD Dodo was picking them. Or no, sorry, it was one of the teams in the Western qualifier was picking up a lot of Slark, and the team name
Was it
is
Absolute
escaping
Legends?
Right. Yeah, it was Absolute Legends. Yeah. Thanks for the bailout, Merlini.
So I'm
Merleezy, my brother from another
no problem,
mother.
LDZ. So it looks like both teams opting to do a safe lane. Again, Spectre almost always in safe lane. That's, again, he's Achilles heel, but it does make him fairly predictable as to what you're going to do for your lanes, most likely. If you're on off lane, DK middle, and triple lane safe lane. Not that it's bad laning. I just think predictability is usually bad.
It's generally not what you desire, but
you don't really have a choice.
at the end of the day, Na'Vi, they just feel so confident in these picks and the way they fit with their players. They'll go for it anyway. Living Armor up on Ice Ice Ice. He's going to contest the rune against 3 enemy heroes. It's actually a haste rune. It'll go to Na'Vi. That'll be a nice start for them. We should introduce our teams, though. It's the first time these teams have ever faced each other. Apparently, they did not face a single time at the International 2. It'll be Ice 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 on the off-lane Zarkseer. He's your master troll extraordinaire.
They're going on
They're
him,
trying to
though.
make a go on him at level 1, but can they really kill him with living armor? No friggin'
No
way.
way.
That was actually just kind of funny that they even tried, but little harassment. Why not? XY, your solo mid, only plays Tinker, but this time he won't be. Or not only, but pretty much known for his Tinker play. He'll be on the Slark mid. X Freedom, your support Treant Protector. Generally, we've seen the Asian teams have struggled a bit to really find effective usages for support Treant, or for Treant in general. Jakiro, that'll be handled by Ice. Last but not least, it'll be Yamate, the Y God, playing the safe lane, farming out.
Wow, so, I mean, looking at this offlane right now, Ice 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 was just able to get free level 2 with living armor, and this is just ridiculous how strong it is.
Kind of broken.
Yeah, they have 3 heroes up there, and they can't zone him out, like, at all. And he's limiting Spectre's
like
farm a
going in
lot.
right now.
He's a man.
He's a man, but he's kind of cheating, right? He's got plate mail up, and his opponents are trying to fight him in Zerg skin. It's just not a fair fight. We haven't introduced Na'Vi either. We should do that now. It's Dendimon. He'll be your solo mid. They've traveled to Shanghai. Na'Vi looking to impress the fans and get some great training in before the International 3. The training begins today. It was off to a slow start with their 0-2 versus Tongfu earlier, but we'll see if they can pick up the pace. Funnick, the off-lane prophet. Puppy playing his signature Chen. We have Havost on the Spectre. And last but not least, Kuroki. He plays Rubik. No surprises here.
Yep, no Dark Pact early on Slark, so it looks like he's going a 0-2-1 build. Fully expecting to go 1 level of Dark Pact at 4 and max pounce first, but looks like it's fairly even in mid. Oh, actually, Denny's falling a little bit behind in creep kills here. He only has half the last hits of Slark at this point.
He's got his bottle now, so maybe things will get a bit easier for him. 2-minute rune's going to spawn, but I guess it's really dangerous for Denny to go check these runes. If he gets caught by a leaf, then he'll lose most, if not all, of his HP. And I like how XY is playing the lane. Just walks in, hits him a few times, backs off. His damage is really starting to ramp up. Already 6 agility stolen.
Yeah, I mean, Havos is doing pretty well on farm, even with a constant Ion Shell swing from Ice Ice Ice, but he is only level 2 with level 1 Ion Shell. Once he gets a lot of levels in the Ion Shell, I think it's going to be a really hard time for Spectre to farm, and this is going to be versus a solo Darkseer, mind you.
Havost is really last hitting well. 14 and 4, 2.5 minutes in against a Darkseer who's just been putting so much pressure on him.
Without a quelling?
This is great last hitting. And yeah, no quelling blade either. Really impressive.
But he is level
stuff
3
from
right
Havost.
now. He's going to have to deal with that, like, that Ion Shell. That's things ridiculous. He only has 1 flask left for regen, although I'm sure he'll get pulled some from either Kuroki or Puppy.
XY now picks up a bottle of his own. He started with the poor man's shield. I think he's actually pulled a bit of regen here. And, well, he can start to harass Denny more aggressively now that he's the bottle. Actually didn't see where the 2-minute rune went. It was a double damage rune picked up by Ice. He's just been using it to jungle, so nothing too exciting there. And Na'Vi, they'll just start jungling now. They're actually maybe going to make a go on Ice Ice Ice. I find it hard to believe they could actually kill him through the living armor, but they're going to make a go. They have the lift. They'll auto-attack him a few times. Then the dagger flies. They can lift him up. They can toss him back down. Finally, the living armor is expended. This could actually be the first blood. Ice 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 overextends and pays with his life. That was a picture-perfect gank from Na'Vi, and living armor is a very, very strong skill, but it doesn't make you invincible.
Right, and actually Havos went for a 2-2-0 build, so getting that max tells.
Oh my god, XY stole Dendy's bottle. Dendy was bottle crowing. He dropped it in the lane. XY's punished him. He's stolen it, but he might pay with his own life. One more auto attack could bring him down.
Oh.
No, the bailout from Ice. XY, you clown. You genius, you beautiful man. What a play. This hurts Dendy.
Double bottle.
This hurts Dendy so freaking bad. He's only got boots. He can't regen. Slark can really punish him now. I mean, if he gets a rune. He's got 2 bottles, but he can't find a rune. The funny thing is, I mean, Zenith can't really take advantage of the bottle. It's more just that it hurts Dendy, because I mean, if you bottle Crow with 2 bottles, it's really inefficient.
That's why you get a hero to do it. Jakiro's not doing anything else.
Yeah. That's the VIP treatment.
Oh, Ice is just going all out under jungle right now, and I mean Havos is doing pretty well on farm, but I suspect that he may have some trouble. So he actually went no dispersion, which made it easy for first blood, and Kuroki was just sitting there waiting to telekinesis the instant he surged. So I mean, great play for them for that first blood and the centaur stump by Puppey. But well, I mean, what is Dendy going to do now? Is he going to buy another bottle?
You tell me. Do you buy another bottle here? Is it worth it? You really need mana regen.
I
with DK.
think so. Yeah, especially against Essence Shift too. Like he's not going to really have any mana to do anything.
I mean, if it's not that, then maybe it's a Soul Rain. But I feel he's got to get some sort of mana regen item. And well, the courier delivers the boots. Will he send both bottles back? He's going to hang on to one. I imagine he might even give one to his teammate and just sit on his own bottle. He doesn't really lack for mana right now. So Merlini, we've talked a lot about those sort of micro engagements, but let's take a look at the big picture. How do you feel the game is going overall
Ice
for both
on
teams?
top.
Uh-oh, he's been caught top lane. The lift was there. Now they need a stun from the Centaur. It's cooling down, and he'll barely escape. Wow, but still chasing his Havos. He wants the kill. Now the living armor's up. Can it keep him safe? It's going to be 2 more auto attacks to get the kill in classic Havos style. He's still diving. He's got the dagger. He'll find the range and gets the kill. Oh, only Havos dives that far. Like, I feel like 99.9% of other carry players would have
He's still there. What is it? I mean, are they going to TP in or what?
And now he might pay with his own life. How does he get out of this? This looks to be bad.
They need to hurry up and push
Oh,
attack.
there's the
Okay.
pup. Is that a puppy creep? It is.
Certainly
It
looks
was
like it.
He took over a ranged creep and sent it into the tower to get Havos down.
Teamwork right there.
That is some amazing play by Puppey. Really nicely done.
So speaking about the big picture, oh, there's a second bottle.
So he's sitting on one. I would like to see him give one of these to his teammates. He doesn't really need 2 bottles, but he'll hold on to them for
the
now.
stun on
Now
Freedom.
they find Dendy at the bottom rune. Dendy getting the rune, regen rune up. So that's 2 bottles for him. That's 1,200 gold for a bottle. That sucks.
He catches a little bit of a break though with that regen rune.
Yeah, it makes it a little more worth it. End of the day, Alchemist Yamate, he is maxing Greevil's Greed. He's gone for an early Rain of Health. A very different style from what we saw out of IG. It looks like he's rushing Battle Fury and just going ultra aggressive late game.
Yep, and
Or ultra aggressive at the late game. Top lane, Ice, diving Kuroki. Living armor's up, but the wraparound's going to come soon from Puppey. And Ice should have to beat a hasty retreat. He's taking some auto attacks. The Satyr Blast comes in. He'll back off in the end. And still no pressure on Yamate. Another game where teams are just playing defensively and trading.
yeah, I mean Alchemist is just not one of those heroes that you want to leave freeform. And Spectre, I mean he has a pretty good start, but it's just not like complete freeform like the Alchemist though.
Mid lane, leap in. The latch is there as well from XY. He now pops the Shadow Dance. Won't be able to kill Dendy. But the threat of the tower dive is definitely there with living armor and Slark just naturally being elusive and hard to kill. Zenith have this mid-game, very aggressive lineup, and we could see them going for a lot of kills.
Yep, but no kills thus far on the board for them.
I want to ask you about the big
Oh,
picture.
Funnick too. Funnick, we haven't seen him all game.
Yeah, he's been off lane. I didn't even get to see what he's doing with the trance. I was too busy watching Ice and the bottle steal mid, but it looks like he hasn't really been able to find that many levels. It's decent, but has he slowed down these supports? That's the main question. Level 3 on X Freedom, that's okay. And 3 on Ice, so it looks like maybe he's managed to slow down their jungle game with
But
trance.
Kuroki's almost 6. But I mean that's mostly from the experience from killing Ice.
Ice is giving away a lot of that. He's level 7 end of the day, so he's still doing pretty well himself. Finally, XY is going to find a rune. 2 bottles, 1 rune in them. Let's see if he's going to wait to use the other bottle in the next rune. Actually, do you know what happens if you have 2 bottles and one's empty and you already have a rune bottle? Does it use...
I'm not sure. I think I actually had that happen to me once. I don't remember what happens.
Does it...
I think you can like manually do it.
Like, I guess you could drop... No, you can't drop the bottle when there's a rune in it. So yeah.
I think you can just like left click on the bottle and then left click on the rune, like old school bottle style, instead of just like smooth right clicking, where it's all spoiled.
I guess you could do that. We'll see if it comes to it. Just the random little mechanical questions that interest me now. But they're wrapping around again. Ice. He's proven to be a pretty easy kill so far. Can they find another one? The haunt is here, and the chase is on. Havost is going to join the fight, but he's fairly low, and Ice simply going to TP out. Once Rubic Lift is used, there's just not a whole lot they can do. Even Dendy joins the top lane.
Oh, he only
Navi are
TP'd to
gonna
the T1 tower. I thought he TP'd back home. He was like a little bit low on mana.
Great reaction from him, though, because he can at least slow down this push.
Yeah, I mean, someone's going to have to tank tower, though.
Yeah, I guess Havost will have to tank it, but he'll have to stay away from his own creep wave, which should be fine.
He needs backup. There's living armor.
This is Living Armor is good at healing towers up. It's not going to stop a 4-hero push with Chen creeps.
Yep. And they quickly nuke down the Ion Shell creep, and there is no glyph up. But again, they're going to have someone take tower. What are the teams doing? Oh, looks like they're just trying to trade T1 on bottom.
Na'Vi getting an early tier 1, and the trade is not going to come for Zenith. They'll work on this tower. They can maybe get it, but Yamate has Battle Fury already. I think he just got it. It's sub 10 minutes. Might have even had it.
And he got the
minutes.
tower.
Hopefully our stats man caught the Battle Fury, because we were trying to catch the action top, but this is about as fast as you can.
Wow. 1,000 gold, boots, Battle Fury, 10 minutes in.
What is the Battle Fury timing record? This might be, if it's not the fastest Battle Fury, it's got to be within like a minute of it, if not less.
Yeah, that is some Max Grievel's Greed action, action right there.
If you can get a Battle Fury this fast, now he's got Shreds, he's got Quelling Blade up. This is where it's hard for Spectre to keep up. Spectre is 1-0-1. Havost, he's even taken down a tier 1 for his team. And he got the last hit. And he's still like 2k gold behind already. And it could only get worse from here.
Yep, and Dendy's still doing pretty well on last hits. I mean, he's still very poor, though. He has Treads and Bottle and 500 gold right now. He also has Sentry just pulled to him from Puppey just in case. And it looks like Dark Pack has been picked up by Kurogi. Probably one of the least useful spells for him this game.
Yeah. He doesn't want to take the damage from Dark Pact. He also doesn't really want to walk next to people to make it effective. He'd much rather have the leap. Even the... I guess ideally it would be the Shadow Dance, though.
Yeah. I mean, Ice Path is phenomenal. Unstable Concoction is decent. Overgrowth is really good. And most of Darkseer spells are incredible to seal as well.
Let the farming begin. The neutral's being stacked. Yamate... It's 6 minutes faster than the average. My goodness.
And he already has camp stacked for him. Oh my goodness. This is going to be one crazily farmed Alchemist. Look at this camp to the left too. Oh, wow.
And Na'Vi are definitely... They're going to enter the arms race of the farm wars as well. Funnick is going for a Midas. He's got the gold for it now. Dendi, of course, is going for more mid-game items. Somebody's got to, but Na'Vi want to take this late game with Spectre, with a Prophet, and a Midas, but... Can you get to late game? That's going to be tough.
I actually like the Alchemist build. He's going for a max acid spray just because Na'Vi does have that early game push lineup with the Furion and the Chen, and going that instead of max unstable concoction will allow him to repel these pushes that much easier, especially with living armor constantly.
In general, Zenith, they have a great counter, a lineup to kind of counter this. Slark can actually clear waves very quickly with max Dark Pact, and obviously Darkseer can as well with Ion Shell. They can trade fairly effectively here, I feel. They're going to work on the tier 1 top. That'll force a reaction from the Spectre. He can still haunt back in to fight bottom, so that's not too bad. But, well, we'll see Slark now rotate top. He's got the double bottles. He used the regen rune in one. He has an invis in the other. Double bottle action. This is truly Alienware Cup Dota at its finest.
I mean, they're trying to siege this bottom tower, but they can't do anything versus it. They have Ice Path, they have Living Armor, and they have Acid Spray as well as Battle Fury. I mean, it seems like a waste of their time. They need to make a move soon, or else, I mean, it's just a loss for them. But look at Slark in the back.
Well, the best part is Yamate's not farming jungle camps right now, where Spectre is farming top. They'll go in now. They lift Ice. Haunt comes within a millisecond of it. And now Yamate is hitting creep. He's trapped in. Havost Reality's in. Now Dagger's Ice, who surges himself away. It won't be enough. He'll go down. Yamate channeling the stun. He nails Havost with it, but the creep support is in. And I don't know if Havost is actually going to be able to get out of this alive. He's low. Tower continues to focus him. Finally it stops, but Ice joins the fight. Slark leaps in. 3 dead for Na'Vi. The other 2 dying while that was happening. Just Havost diving so incredibly far. Wow. His teammates getting picked off around this area.
I think that was a buyback from like a level 4
twin-headed
Jakiro.
dragon.
Yeah, he was like so low level and actually was really beneficial to them. But again, this lineup from Zenith is just extremely good at dealing with the early game pressure from Na'Vi. Sure, they lost the T1 tower on top and lost a couple, or had a couple deaths from Darkseer, but past that, they've been doing like extremely well at fending Na'Vi off and wasting their time.
XY will now go for a BKB. I just can't get over the double bottle. He's just doing it to taunt Dendi, I feel. Because it probably would be better at one of his teammates at some points. But Ice farming the jungle. He'll have his mech after this massive stack of neutrals. Zenith are playing some of the cheesiest Dota you will ever see. Just greedy safe lane, Grievel's Greed max, camp stacking, shenanigans galore. In terms of gold, it shoots up in a hurry. They now lead by 4k gold, about 2k experience. It's going to get a whole lot worse, though. Once the ancient stacking really comes into play.
They have Furion, though. I mean, it's
definitely going to get a lot
bad.
worse.
Right.
But it's more going to be the question of last game is, can you farm enough to win? Like, you could be 10, 15k gold ahead.
I mean, Alchemist is one of those heroes that with like significant amounts of farm, you can just like absolutely destroy towers, especially when they're going mass BKBs like they do. Dispersion won't be that big of a deal at all come late game.
Yeah, go ham on the
So I
towers.
think.
That'll be the plan for them. XY, close to the BKB I mentioned. He'll sit mid. Navi, such a good early pushing lineup with Chen, with Prophet, with Darks, or with Dragon Knight, but they've only taken the tier 1 top. And Zenith have just done a great job, like you pointed out, a lot of abilities to defend their towers, of holding onto those towers.
Both teams have pretty decent Roshan lineups right now. We have Living Armor as well as Alchemist on the side of Zenith, and we have Furion as well as Chen. Both of those heroes are excellent at taking out Roshan, and I will be interested to see who will take out that first. Again, in the prior series, we haven't seen either team take out Roshan, and this one is definitely not like they should do it right now because
this
they
is
can just sneak in. No team has control of the game right now.
This is also not a Venge Alchemist, massive minus armor with Enchantress creeps line. I mean, they do have Chen creeps, I guess, but they don't have the minus armor yet, so Navi, if they want to go Roche, they'll have to wait for a more opportune time. For the time being, Kuroki is just trying to find the right spell to steal. He stole an Ion Shell. Actually a pretty fantastic spell to steal. Vacuum would be ideal. XY jumping on Funnick, top lane, brings him low, cannot pick him off. He TPs back to base, and Alchemist, 4k gold ahead of the Slark, of his own Slark. He's 5k gold ahead of the Spectre. Can't even compare the two heroes correctly because
There's a smoke from top.
he's falling behind so much.
They want to kill the Alchemist, but it looks like he's going to bounce before the wave, or before the wave completes. So good awareness by him. I mean, if they waste their time with his
He's got his
smoking-
BKB.
Oh yeah,
16-minute BKB treads, Battle Fury Yamate, and they have the tier 1 up. So if they really dive this and he just turns around and pops BKB, it could be bad. They're still chasing. They could maybe get Dendi in range for a stun. It's getting closer and closer. Funnick's teleported in, but now the BKB's delivered. He pops it and he turns around. He's channeling the stun. He's manning up. He stuns too. He's driving them back, but he needs more assistance to actually win this fight. The send back is there. Kuroki brought to safety. Navi in a headlong retreat. They did force out a 10-second BKB. If they just get out, that'll be pretty decent. Havost has reality'd in, and now he's on the run. Gets latched up by XY. Overextended. Classic Havost. Pays with his life. It's always boom or bust with this guy, and this time, it's definitely a bust.
Wow, what a timely BKB. I mean, it was very smart of him. If you notice, like, the path he ran to, I think he ran, like, down and then left instead of, like, diagonal down. Like, Furion TP'd expecting him to be at the small camp, but he was actually picking up the BKB, which, I mean, I don't know whether he would have taken out the small camp without picking up the BKB, but still, that was just, like, a really just perfect timing from the Alchemist.
And now he's got another 1,200 gold. All of a sudden, he is literally running his own personal mint, now topping off our Spectre by a good 6k. He was once ahead by 2k, then it was 4, now it's 6. You go another few minutes, Yamate's going to have 6 slots, and poor Havost is just going to be finishing his friggin' Diffusal Blade, only 970 net worth. Obviously Navi have great late game, but they got to get to the late game. The late game for Zenith might start at the 25-minute mark at the rate that Yamate is farming.
Yeah, and I mean, Funnick, I mean, he's been farming most of the game with 0 deaths and 0 kills and only 1 assist, but, I mean, he's not even looking that great in the farm department.
I kind of feel like this is how IG should have played their last match, but well, we'll see how things work out. Zenith, they're pushing the bottom lane. They're chipping away at the tower. Navi, a little bit on the defensive here, but certainly not out of the game yet. You can never count out Spectre, Prophet. XY roaming through the jungle. He's picked up a BKB. Big item for him. Ice, surge away. Runs to the right just so that Dendi can't Dragon Tail him under the tower. Nice, small adjustment from him. And in the end, Zenith, they apply a bit of pressure. They'll back off. I will say, it's not that Yamate needs more farm, but I would like to see Zenith stack the Ancients, because he could definitely take advantage of that.
Oh, you can always use more farm. Just talk to Mushi.
1-800-MUSHI. It's actually a pretty badass phone number. I would love to have that. Funnick's going to get caught in the jungle. He'll try to TP out immediately, but I think it's too late. One more hit. He barely escapes by the skin of his teeth. Wowza.
Yep, I mean, he even had Agi treads on, too, so it wasn't that.
Yeah, oi, oi, oi. That was close. Now XY, well, he'll go right onto Havost. He's bouncing from one lane to the next. Even though he's not finding kills, he's really shutting down the farm of Navi's heroes. And without the tier 1 top, mid, or bottom, they're hard-pressed to find that much-needed farm. Whereas Yamate, He farms wherever he wants. He farms at the enemy tower. He farms the stacks in his jungle. He could even go mid or to the Ancients if he'd like. Zenith are not being pressured whatsoever.
He's just so good at farming safely. Like, if you notice, he just, like, acid sprays and then, like, backs out and then, like, goes back into last hit. So he's, like, always in, like, a relatively defensive position. And, like, when he's in a very dangerous position, he has living armor as well as his ultimate up usually. And, I mean, Na'Vi has been looking for any sort of opening that they can get, but Zenith just aren't giving them any.
And of course, it's not just the Alchemist, the Slark. They do have a mech up on Ice Ice Ice. He's also managed to hit level 11, 19 minutes in for, considering